Hi friends, let us start another new section relating to CNS disorders. And in all our previous videos we have been different topics and we were dealing about antidepressants in the last topic. And today we'll come to another part of antidepressants which is a little bit equal, and that is called as anti-mania. And this is my channel called as Priya's Pharmacology Made Easy. And please subscribe to my channel and follow it and make and comment in the section, and also defer if any topics has to be dealt as your doubts. I'll make it clear and make a small lesson and a video and update you onto the YouTube channel. And today let us continue to this topic, and today this is the topic what is called as anti-mania. Here I've written the title OYO for you. Right. This anti-mania is also called as a bipolar disease. Here I have given you the title once again. Why this is called as bipolar disease? This is consists of bi means two. That means this disease consists of two types of qualities or two types of symptoms. One symptom is called as mania and the other symptom is called as depression. And mania means madness. That means the person behaves mentally, impersonally or in behaviorally in a different manner, not to the normal person, and that is called as madness. And it also can be called as a psychic disorders. These disorders can be, that means the mental disorders can be divided into two types. One is the neuronal disorders and the other one is called as psychic disorders. And the neuronal disorders are something which are little bit milder in their mental condition, and that can be confronted by themselves itself, and they can be regarded as themselves as something little bit disorder, and so they can approach by themselves. That is called as neuronal mental disorders. And come to the psychic disorders. Psychic disorders is something which is called as mind disorders. That means the mental disorders which are little bit serious and they cannot be predicted by themselves. They has to be told by someone. That means you are behaving in an improper manner, and that person has to be taken to a psychiatrist or taken to a psychoneurologist, so that the person will be making himself little bit normalized and not be called as neutralized. So these are the two mental psychic disorders, and this mania belongs to the psychic disorders. Why? Because it is related to the mind processes, and this is also called as the opposite of depression. As we already gave the definition of depression in the last videos, if you want, you just go and collect there and see the definitions of depression, and this is just the opposite of depression. So how we can define this mania? Mania is a psychic illness where the actions are always has to be elevated in condition. Elevated means in a higher positions. That means in the depression we see the qualities always to be down, whether it is a behavior, whether it is a concentration, whether it is a ability, whatever it is. But here it is just the reverse of it, where the mental ability is being trying to elevate themselves, engrow themselves, build up themselves into the higher quality. Here I gave you some 5 typical words related to mania. So here this is given as mood. That means the mood of a person is changed accordingly, so in a elevated condition. He himself don't know that he is changing himself, but sometimes what happens, he'll feel more happy, or more aggressive, or more agitated, or more sadness, and sometimes the depression will control himself to mania, or sometimes mania can himself into depression. That means the mood always swings in between, from the sadness to the happiness, from happiness to the sadness. So whatever it is just the antagonist, nothing but the opposite conditions of both of them. So we can say that this bipolar disease is a disease which consists of two qualities of mania and depression. So the mood converts from this place to that place. If at all the mood of a person changes from after of full day, or maybe the other day he may changes and comes to the normal, that is always be equal, because we always change ourselves in an emotional balance that we cannot take, because it is depends upon the stress what we feel. But if at all this condition will go on about 2 weeks or about 4 to 7 days, that person can be said that he is having mania. And now this is the first quality what we can predict as mood, and here I already gave you. And next one is called as energy. Energy means the energy what we are having will be doubled of itself. That means we always feel so excited to do something. We always give more and more energy to do a small work itself. So the energy can be depicted by the other person that he is showing over energy on him. So that is also elevated in condition. That is called as energy. And next we'll come to the third category I was given here. This is called as activity. So as the energy has been doubled and as the mood has been doubled, as the pleasure has been doubled or the sadness is doubled, the activity automatically will be more and more activated. That means he'll do it a small work. If he wants to do it in seconds, that he'll do it in milliseconds. If at all he want to do it in minutes, he can do it within seconds. Why? Because the activity will be doubled himself with the heart of lot of energy what he is having, and that can be depicted that person is having mania. And next we'll come to the fourth category, what is called concentration. The concentration on that particular thing will be doubled. He don't know that he is concentrating, but he wants to do that particular work at a time. That means with full concentration, he'll do that. Like I can give you one example. If he wants to do a cube, he will rotate it in a cube. So he will concentrate onto it in that much way that he is not able to tell him that he is giving you that much effort to do that work. But he wants that task to be completed. That means the whole concentration is being doubled, and that person can be once again example that he is having some problem with his mental or psychic purpose, and that is called as mania because the mood always changes. And next finally we'll come to the last category here. This is called as ability. The ability to do work will be more and more double, tripled of itself. Why? Because he's having all the qualities. He's having higher mood, is having higher energy, higher concentration, higher activated activity. So what happens? Automatically the ability to do that particular work will be always doubled. And sometimes he himself don't know that that particular whole scenario has been changed, and he himself diverts into depression stage. So that diversion from to the madness, that means the higher elevated madness to the lower stage, that is called as conversion of mania to depression. That means he is doing two types of qualities. This is the only reason this disease is called as bipolar disease. And according to the books or according to the scientific reasons, they say that it is not being cleared that this is done because of this. Why? Because it is not been proved that it is being because of this, whether it is due to brain disorders, whether it is due to neurotransmitters. But there are different types of causes have been depicted out, and they were telling you that there are different types of reasons for that. What is that? It is something problem with genetically, and these genetical factors will always be correlated to the environmental factors. So whether that environment factors is nothing but the circumstances, what he feeling, what scenario he is doing, what the socialization he's been there, what the family background he's been there, that all will comes into consideration, and that particular gene to the environment factors will be changed. And particularly as we know that the depression is being caused by the lack of different neurotransmitters, and that we discussed already in antidepressants. So you can go just there and see what the antidepressant is. And here just let me finish off. Why? Because it consists of different types of neurotransmitters in lower amounts, in higher amounts. Why? Because it is acting. So the main aim of this anti-mania is to get down all the neurotransmitters. That means we have to make all the receptors and all the transporters to give more and more neurotransmitters into the postsynapse, so that the excitation will be little bit more. So this can be understood that the neurotransmitter count has to be blocked off, so that the excitation will be reduced. And this, as I told you, this is just the reverse of depression, where we are trying to block all the receptors and all the transmitters of serotonin. The first one, what is called 5-HT3. The other one is called as NA or NE, nothing but the norepinephrine. The other one is called as dopamine. the Niagara striatal tractway is being disturbed. The later one is called as ACH, which is called as cholinergic system, where it is being blocked off with M and N receptors, and also the last final is histamines in a lesser quantity or lesser amount. So what we can see that the drugs which are used in the depression are to be blocked so that the neurotransmitters may not act onto the post synapse. But here the condition is just reverse. That means we have to make the blocking onto the clear way so that the neurotransmitter will be there in that position and the post synapse will not be activated and your excitation will be little bit reduced. So this is your just how we can say that it is one of the factor why this mania has been taken out. And now we'll go to the other different types of genes which have been also factored for that, and they say that this is all because of the work tension, what they feel, what they attain, what they what do they confront when they are doing particular socialization. And now we have here one and these anti-mania is always disturbed with a little factor. We can say that mechanism of action is been little bit proved that this is because of this, but it is not just make it of confirmation that this is because, but they are been predicted this is because of this. So that and now I'm doing with that part. Here this anti-mania or the mania can be done with a factor called as BDNF. Here I've indicated you the word BDNF. Here the BDNF means brain derived nuclear factor, and this is the only factor which is present into the nucleus, that means the neuronal nucleus, where it is being trying to elevate or trying to lower the situation. And this situation of BDNF is being done in two pathways. That means the BDNF is being synthesized in two pathways. That means it is acting onto the cell membrane of the neuronals, whether it is dopamine, whether it is serotonin, whether it is NA, it has been acting in two ways. One pathway is done where BDNF factor is being little bit elevated. The other factor is one where the BDNF factor is between lowered. That means whenever our body is needed less, it make into the condition that it is lowered. Whenever it needs some conditions more, the BDNF is more. That the body itself make the conditions or the changes so that the BDNF factor will be little bit elevated. If at all these two changes are being altered, we can say that that particular person is having a disease called mania. Now we'll see the first pathway. Here I give you, and this pathway is done by a receptor called as GPCR. We know that GPCR is nothing but G-coupled protein receptor. Wherever the conditions are being striked off, or other way the neurotransmitters are being striked off onto the neurons, this is being acted onto the GPCR receptor. I have indicated it here. This GPCR is always coupled with that means we have different types of GPCR activated, GI, GE, GQ. So whatever it is, that is not needed now. You keep it in mind that it is activated by a receptor called as GQ. And now once again this GQ has been coupled. This GQ is always done with the two processes for the stabilization of the neurons. That means whenever we want some stabilization, that way is to be taken with the calcium ions. So once the calcium has been done, the stabilization of the neurons will be taken, the excitation will be increased, and the BDNF will be increased. So here I am giving you the pathway which is called as IP3 pathway or DAG pathway. And now this DAG pathway is not related now because this is called diacylglycerol pathway. It is just done it another way, but the pathway which is being considered over here, it is called as IP3 pathway. IP3 means inositol triphosphate. So once this GPCR is been struck with your neurotransmitters, what it happens, it is converting itself into PIP2. And this PIP2 had a small cycle over here where it is been having some 4 to 5 products in between. And this PIP2 with the help of protein kinase C, it is converting itself into IP3. This IP3 is called as inositol triphosphate. And this IP3 converts itself into IP. IP means inositol monophosphate. Why? Because it have only one P. So it's called as inositol monophosphate. And this IP is converting itself into inositol. This inositol, once again it is converting into PIP, and this PIP is converting into PIP2. That means it's a small cycle which has been recycled itself. And here you can see one more pathway from IP3 to the calcium stabilization. Here sometimes what happens, as I told you before itself, only the 70% will go into the recycling and 30% will go for the recycling, and the 70% will come into the process what it needs. That means the 30% has to be reconserved. It has to be reuptake. So the cycle of this 30% will go to the cycle, and about 70% will come back, and this is producing your calcium ions. We know that the calcium ions are present in SR, nothing but the sarcoplasmic reticulum. It is called as house of calcium. Once it has been striped with the IP3, what happens? The calcium, the SR will come out, getting you all the calcium ions, and done with a process called as myosin and activation processes, the bands will itself, and so the calcium started stabilization, giving you the positive ions, and these positive ions directly give you the excitation. That has been given here. This calcium has been stabilized over here. Once the stabilization is done, the response came for the excitation, and once response came to the excitation, it relieves a factor called as BDNF, brain derived nuclear factor. So if you see the path, the calcium stabilization is more, particularly this BDNF is also more. That means whenever the conditions are required by the brain where the BDNF has to be increased, this pathway is used. And sometimes the pathway where IP is converted into inositol, this is done by an enzyme called as inositol monophosphate. This is an enzyme which is useful for conversion of IP to inositol, inositol to PIP, PIP to PIP2. Once again this PIP2 enters into the cycle and it converts itself into IP3. So this is one more important enzyme you have to be highlighted. Why this monocyte? I am telling you it and making it in highlight. This is the one which has to be blocked off so that the mania can be controlled. And this is called as first pathway. And next we'll come to the second pathway. This is called as second pathway. And here, as I told you, the BDNF is being increased in double pathway. That means whenever the conditions want, the BDNF has to be increased. So that is done by the GPCR coupled pathway. And now we'll come to the next pathway where the neurotransmitter just strikes on. This is also present onto the cell membrane of the neurons. So this happens whenever this NT, that means the neurotransmitter, comes and strikes off. And here the receptor is called as Frizzle receptor. I'll do it in the blue so that you can understand easily. I've already wrote here. This receptor is called as GPCR and this receptor is called as Frizzle receptor. So once what happens in this second pathway, this Frizzle receptor is being striked out by neurotransmitters. This is result, and what happens, this Frizzle receptor is giving the neurotransmitter to produce one of the enzymes that is called as GSK3. We know that GSK3 means glycerol synthase kinase 3. I can repeat you once again. Glycerol synthase and kinase. So this is one of the enzymes which is useful for the transformation of this neurotransmitter to a product called as beta catechin. Okay, you can see here the word beta catechin. This is very important one. Beta catechin. Why this beta catechin is useful? This beta catechin, once it is being released by the enzyme, it is being directly striking the nucleus. We know that the nucleus is always made up of the genetic material. So once this beta catechin is striking your nucleus parts, what happens? The inner transcriptions of your DNA will start working, and this DNA transcriptions will give you the factor released. What is that factor? That is called as BDNF factor. That I have already indicated over here. That means we can understand that the frontal receptor, once it is been striked off, it is releasing your GSK, and this GSK is helpful for the production of beta catechin, and this beta catechin is useful to strike onto the nucleus so that the transcriptions of the DNA will be more and more, and the DNA transcriptions will give you the lesser of BDNF. That means whenever the conditions are needed, too low. So we were doing about this place where the DNA is being transcribed and you receive your BDNF in a lower amount. So what we need to do whenever the mania is being occurred, we need to do two processes. One is to reduce this pathway, that means the GPCR pathway, or we need to enhance this pathway, that means we have to start increasing this pathway. So when we have to start this increasing pathway, means we have to go on decreasing this pathway. That means the double amount of BDNF has to be reduced. So how can we reduce this? This by this blocking this GSK3. So whenever this GSK3 is not been synthesized, always the beta catechin will strike the nucleus, and more transcription factors end up, and these transcription factors will give you the lesser amount of BDNFs and try to make it in a control so that the mania will be disturbed and come to the neutralized position. So all these two pathways are conducting two main activities related to brain. So the first activity is called as neuroprotection. That means it is doing some protection of the neurons by protecting it from the radical cells which are being produced as a toxic cells inside our brain. So that is called as neuroprotection. And now it is doing another activity what is called neuroplasticity. This I have indicated over here. What is this neuroplasticity? This plasticity is a type of work what it is doing, the enhancing the communication between both the neurons. What means the one neuron to the second neuron, the second to the third neuron. So what happens, the communication between all the neurons will be more and more good communicated, so that the excitation will be little bit reduced. That means it is not blocking that particular neuron, but it is still enhancing its messages. So the communication between two neurons and more than two neurons is called as neuroplasticity. So this is the mechanism of action, how this mania has been erupted out or elevated out. But this is just an assumption of that is it is doing by the cause of this, but it is not confirmed as already indicated in the last section. Now we come to this bipolar disease can be divided into three types. That means the first bipolar one, this phase is called manial phase. That means the control of all the symptoms, all the activities and all the reasons will be in an elevated position. That means elevated position is the enhanced positions. So that condition is called as bipolar 1, and that is called as manial condition. Next, number 2, it's called depression. And this is just the swinging of the mood from the manial condition to the depression condition. That means all the activities what have been performed in the manial conditions will are just reversed and giving you in a lower state. So this is called as bipolar 2. And next we'll come to the last one, what is called as psychothermia. This is nothing but a phase where the circadian rhythms, that means the cycling of all the daily routine, that is being disturbed from mania to depression, depression to mania, mania to depression. That is not been even predicted by the person who is confronting by himself or who is self-esteemed by himself. So that is called as cyclothermic fashion. It is not nothing also called as circadian rhythms. I can give you the spelling over here. Circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythms. That means the daily routine from one to other and other to one. So these are the three phases of manial condition where it can be seen. But in between what happens in bipolar 2, you have a condition called as hypomania. This hypomania is a condition which is between mania and depression. That means the symptoms which have been present over in between may not be more or may not be less. Sometimes he is more, sometimes it is less. So that particular condition is called as hypomania. Whenever this condition has to be enhanced or whenever it has to be confronted by the person, that particular person has to be treated by a psychiatrist or a neuropsychiatrist so that he gets conditioned into normalized or the neutralized conditions by making the calcium stabilizations. So this is the story of mechanism of action. And now let me tell you the classification of mania. The classification of mania is just a simple classification, and the only one drug which is more potent in this way is called as psychopharmacological drugs. Psychopharmacological drugs. The only example in this is lithium carbonate. Next number category is called as psychotherapy drugs. That means the person is going for the therapy, and this is the condition where it is doing in a pharmacological way. And now the main examples are anticonvulsants. This we already dealt in our video called as anti-epilepsies and anticonvulsants. Those who want to make that much more enhancement, you just go to that video and check onto the mechanism of action of anticonvulsants. And out of this, examples are carbamazepine, number 2, sodium valproate. Next, number 3, lamotrigine. So these are the best 3 drugs which are called as anticonvulsants, and it is been converted and categorized into psychotherapy. The most only important drug, and it is being clinically used, is called as lithium carbonate. So now we'll finish off what is the mechanism of affliction lithium carbonate within just a few minutes, and we'll keep this cycle as that because we want to see what is happening and where the particular spot is being blocked off. Now I'm erasing this, and just only the example is lithium carbonate. I'm keeping this as in a condition, and we'll finish off. Now I'm starting with the word. As we know how to write the mechanism of action in an aromatical way, which is called as pharmacology made easy, in a very fashionized manner or very easy manner, so that the person who is depicting that can be making little bit enhanced and make an impression so that the activity is being simplified within 4 words. This is the only target of our channel called as pharmacology made easy. Carbonate, now just keep it an arrow mark, we know that, and start writing what it is. Acts on. So we have to write the first pathway called as GPCR pathway. That we already wrote, acts on. Nothing but they are acting on cell membrane of neurons. Keep it in brackets and close the brackets. Isn't it? Now, it is blocking. What is this blocking? It is blocking something. What it is blocking? It is blocking inositol monophosphatase. The only enzyme which is converting from IP to inositol, which is being recycled to the PIP for the production of more and more PIP2, more and more to the IP3 more and more to the calcium stabilization. So this IP3 has to be controlled. In order to control your IP3, the inositol should not be submitted to the PIP3 cycle. So we are blocking this inositol monophosphatase. Phosphatase I have to write here. I'm doing with a black pen. Inositol monophosphatase, right? This is called inositol monophosphatase. So here mention yourself here also. Inositol monophosphatase. What it is blocking now? It is blocking this particular enzyme. So blocked off, right? And now that whenever this has been not submitted into the cycle, so what happens? It is reducing. I'll write it here onto the cycle. Decreases. What it is decreasing? The conversion into inositol perfect PIP, PIP2, IP33. So what happens whenever these are being decreased, all the cycles are not submitted and they are decreased, particularly what happens? The calcium stabilization will be reduced. Here write it as calcium stabilization reduces. And finally we can finish off with that word calcium stabilization, which has been stopped off, nothing but the response is stopped off. So particularly your BDNF is being decreased. And so this is called anti-mania. The target of anti-mania is to reduce your BDNF, which is been higher in amount. So the product is being finished off. So it is acting on GPCR pathway, cell membrane of the neurons. It is blocking inositol monophosphatase. It is decreasing inositol, which has been cycle, PIP, PIP2, IP3, which has been reducing your calcium stabilization. And this calcium stabilization is giving you not response, and the response has been decreased to the lesser of BDNF, and this BDNF is converted to anti-mania, which is main our goal. So this is the way how do we need to represent the mechanism of action, the whole thing what we studied in a larger way. This is a brief condition, this is a detailed condition. So once you get this into your brain, particularly you can finish off this within 4 points. Give a diagram and do it in a mechanism of action, so that the person who is been correcting your paper will have a good impression that you know about the knowledge of what is happening over there. So this is the first pathway which is acting on GPCR. Now we'll just go to the other pathway, what is called beta-catechinol Frizzle pathway. We know that beta-catechin is something where BDNF is more reduced. So what is the target? We have to double the more and more production of BDF. That means whatever the condition is being reduced, it has been much more reduced. So only we have to keep the arrow mark in double condition. That means we are reducing the BDNF in a higher amount. So what happens? This is acting on your JEXT pathway. The same condition, the cell membrane of the neurons. It is blocking, but it is not blocking here. It is blocking this part. That means GSK3. So you erase this and finish off. GSK3, nothing but glycogen synthase kinase 3. So what happens whenever this is being blocked off? You can't submit your beta-catechin. You are breaking your beta-catechin more and more. That means it is not, it is making more the more. It is not breaking means it are allowing beta-catechin to act more and more. So what happened? You this change into IN. What it is IN? It is increasing. Perfectly you are understanding the point. So this is increasing your beta-catechin. So what happens if more and more catechin is being produced? Particularly the diagram is indicating you that it acts on increases action on, what is that? Nucleus. You finish off word there. Increase action on nucleus for what it is? For doing more and more DNA transcriptions. You finish off that word. I am just erasing you this word so that I can accumulate the whole thing over here. So action on nucleus for, you continue here. What for? For increases action on nucleus for DNA transcription. More the transcription, less the factor reduced. So finally decreases Finish off with word decreases. BDNF. Hope I am not confusing you, but I am just giving you a little bit brief. So DNA transcription, which is decreasing your BDNF factor. So finally the word comes BDNF. The finally word comes anti-mania. The only target is to reduce your BDNF. Already we know that this pathway is giving you lesser of BDNF. So if your GSK has been blocked off, what happens? More and more chitotathin is not breaked off and it has been submitted onto the nucleus for the transcription factors. So the main target of anti-mania has been solved off. This is the way how we need to represent the mechanism of action of lithium carbonate. If a question has been forwarded, write the mechanism of lithium carbonate, we need to present the all to the pathways. Why? Because it is not only acting on the one pathway, it is also acting on the other pathway. So we have to write both of them to complete the question. One is to decrease and one is to increase. So you have to represent the both pathways and complete your question. So this is the way how we present anti-mania, and we'll catch up with another topic. And do all subscribe to my channel. If at all any queries or any topic to be dealt, just give it in the comment section. I'll make my way to do all the activities and all the lessons in a small simplified manner so that the pharmacology is made easy. Bye for now.